Part 2 of Drishyam.
Drishyam, just hot off the presses of our brains.
Yeah,
We're
just finished watching.
Literally
the movie.
just watched now.
This is the closest we've done an episode to after watching the movie.
But we're planning on doing it more
if
we do a full react video.
Yes, we'll do
sometime in the future.
Check
some
that
more
out.
React videos, depending on how well our
be sure to subscribe.
So, yes,
subscribe. Yes, and we can do more, and we'll figure out some other fun stuff to do. Anyways, we got to talk about Drishyam
2, the Hindi version. Yeah,
the Hindi version.
Yeah, we're still on that.
We'll get
around to
in
the
Indian
original.
movies. They do this a lot.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah,
it's like thankful.
So I've been using that emoji more.
We're back. We got a little tech issue. All good. Talking about Drishyam 2.
Drishyam 2. Yes. Wow.
Now, going into Drishyam, be sure to subscribe, guys. But anyways, going into Drishyam 2, I did not know what to expect because this is a sequel, and it seemed like they wrapped it up.
Kind of,
right?
In the first one, it worked really well as its own movie, and then they decided to make a second one, which was a wise choice, I thought. Normally with sequels, I'm like,
we were talking about it in the last podcast.
In the last episode, we just talked about it.
Out of the frame.
Oh, yeah.
We were just talking about that on Drishyam 1.
Laptop.
I know. Look
The
away.
little audio.
In these movies, a sequel is always like, ooh, do we need a sequel?
Yeah.
And
normally, we've seen so many sequels out there that in the U.S. and we're like, this is too much.
I know.
This one, I thought really
right off
worked.
the bat, it started differently.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, it felt like a whole different
like a thriller
movie.
Yeah.
Amazing shots.
The starting scene where it's the top down view of that car coming in in that wilderness area, and then the drug deal type thing and the action with that, and then you're like, where's this going? And then you realize the dude's right nearby the police station.
Yeah, you're like, where's this going?
Yeah, he sees him,
our boy
digging the hole where he put the body.
Yes, he does. He does indeed.
That was a crazy tie-in. That was cool how they started out with that. Because it left you wondering.
And this is what I love about both of these movies, is that I really, especially this one, it's so plausible the way they portray what happened. Like, at first you look at that first scene and you're like, you're like, well, of course they're going to have somebody see him, right? But it makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Because he's driving in the middle of the night.
There's people around. It's not like in the wilderness.
There's got to be someone.
Somebody, right? And so they show this scenario where somebody did see him. He went to jail.
And it doesn't matter. In the end, it doesn't matter who saw him.
Right, no, it could have been anybody, right? It's just for the plot. It's like...
Because we were like, boy, this is...
And I like how they... Well, it made sense how they used that guy, because he would remember that day. Because that's when he got put in jail. That's when he got caught, basically. Or that was the day he killed the dude. Right, so it's like... That whole thing was interesting because that would stick in his memory. Normally, maybe if you just randomly see a guy walking out of a construction zone, you wouldn't think about it. But that was like he probably remembered everything from that night,
right?
And which was such a good point. Which was why I like how they did that, because it's like it makes even more sense. And then oh man, there's so much to talk about. But it all ties in with his book at the end too, which is crazy.
I know.
It's kind of preposterous, but it kind of
works.
Sense.
Oh, it's like
kind of works.
It totally works.
And I was so surprised that it actually worked.
Well, here's what I loved about this movie.
I wasn't sure where it was going.
Right, exactly.
There's so much.
Movie, we are like, what the crap?
Yeah.
How is he going to get out of this?
He's like going to jail.
They found the body.
There's no way.
Done. Yeah.
What are you going to do?
What I thought was like, okay, it's going to end with him confessing, which it in a way it almost did, and protecting his family. That's what I thought it was going to end. Like, he's going to go to jail. And
as he promised,
his
by the way, we knew it was coming.
Okay.
He was going to deflect blame on himself.
Right, and I like that even when he confessed, he didn't actually confess. He gave the story to make him the guilty one.
Yes.
Because even if stuff didn't work out...
in his
even if it didn't work out, like if something went wrong with his backup plan, right, he still is going to take it like a man.
Yeah. That was so well done. Yeah.
Because we were conscious. So the whole movie is kind of a slow build in terms of the police, this new IG
detective,
who looks like Mark Strong, by the way.
Totally,
we have to put, we gotta pop a picture up.
Mark Strong, it looks identical.
You guys keep talking.
Yeah, so Isaac pulled
absolutely
up Mark Strong.
Yes, but he's like looking around, like searching,
and he's getting new information. And we're like, wow, this is not going to be easy for him to get around.
Right. Oh my gosh, dude, like identical.
I'll share it.
It's crazy.
Let's go with this.
Dude, he is the Indian Mark Strong, 100%.
100%.
I'll pop it on the
Strong,
screen.
Throw it up on there.
I'll do the big boy.
Look at that. Look at that.
It
was crazy, dude. And Mark Strong usually
let us
plays
know what
bad
you
guy.
think. Does he look close to?
I think he looks super.
Yeah,
but like Mark Strong always plays like the villain too, so it like kind of fit in.
So he's slowly intimidation. We're gonna get you. Blah blah blah.
Yep.
And then meanwhile we're like, wow, how is he gonna get out of this one? Because it does seem the body with the DNA does sound like
we were
You're like in the age range. He was like 15 to 20-year-old boy was
like they
got
the
bones were found
with head trauma.
Well, and we also knew it was the body because we saw him hide it.
Right. So we're like, there's only one way that he could really get out of this, which is steal the DNA, but we never thought he would replace it.
We didn't even think. I don't even think we thought. Well, were you thinking that?
Well, I thought.
No, I thought through the country. That's what I was thinking. That's where my.
Oh yeah.
I thought he could steal, but I didn't know.
Steal the body.
I thought So I was like,
hung.
When they were talking, when that guy came in and was talking about the book, I was like, maybe he somehow dug it up again, but that wouldn't make sense because then he'd have to. The police station is up by then, so like he wouldn't be able to get in there and retrieve the body and switch it out because it's like there's a foundation there.
No, there's no way.
Exactly.
But I just love how they did this movie because everything they did in this movie is super realistic, like how it turned out, like each plot point. Because you're like you think of it's like. You think of one way they could have gone, but it's like, wait, that wouldn't be super realistic. So they actually stayed, like breaking into the prison, like we just mentioned, and they really kept on that, or they stayed on that path of like realism.
And again, what I liked about the first one is exactly the same, where you don't know what the crap is happening, and it's unfolding. As you go.
Yeah, and I love that.
And another thing too is that the beginning of the movie, they're like, don't believe what you see, believe what you hear.
Or no, they were saying, wait, wasn't the other way around? Like, don't listen to the sounds. Or it was like
one of the two. But let me tell you, it was accurate.
Yeah,
you're like, I know something's happening. Because like he's making these new friendships, and you're like, what's going on?
We were seeing, I think it was, I thought it was the other way. Because like we saw on the screen, like, oh, this looks like what happened. Like, oh, they found the body. But then it's like
that's
interesting.
Because we knew that something had to happen because we're like, is he just going to go to jail?
Yeah.
Like, there's no way out of this.
Yep. Oh, man. That was interesting.
What's so cool, though, is that it led us through that whole journey without telling us anything. Right? Like, he's writing a book or a screenplay. You have no questions. You don't ask any questions. Yeah. There's no like alarm bell in your brain.
At the very beginning, he met with that guy from the graveyard.
Right, and you're like, something's up, but I don't know
something's up. But then we kind of forgot about that.
But here's the differentiation. I knew that I was thinking, oh, he's probably writing a movie that follows what happened in his life, right? But what I didn't it didn't click was the fact that if you wrote a book a year before, that could cause an issue with you predicted exactly what would happen.
Well, so
that's the
we were thinking that though.
Yeah, we thought movie,
right? But just for a movie, not for any plot, real purpose of like getting out of jail.
Exactly. So we knew that he was talking with that dude about his story,
but we just didn't know why.
And it's like, oh, I guess that could make sense if like the police were following his plot just basically identically, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because he knew kind of what exactly would happen. And then there would be issues because you couldn't. Yeah. And plus they have no.
That would break the whole case because it's like, the police station is just trying to win the case. Like, because in the past there'd been so many cases that were unsolved. Mm-hmm. So it could be. Then everyone's like, oh, it could be they're just trying to win this one case. Because
I feel like that is a cultural and let us know, guys, in the comments, is that a cultural thing? Because I felt the way that the judge at the very end was like there's so many cases where people go, like
unsolved
the end, it felt
cases.
very like a cultural note, that kind of like a bookmark that they put in there. Because it felt very just interestingly placed. So I think that might be... I don't know.
Let us know how this relates to the culture and stuff. Yeah, that's interesting how they did that. And oh man, just throughout the movie, there are so many interesting scenes and stuff. And how...
Right.
Well, like, near the end, that was crazy. And like, how the book... So I was a little confused on this. So like, he rewrote the ending a few times or something,
times,
or he went through it.
Right.
Was that was still that was before he released the book? So it was
correct.
like
in order to get more information from that guy and figure stuff out. Like
because
he was trying to figure it out.
And so that was fascinating too, because then he could actually figure out what the police their next move.
How
would
does
be.
it work?
How would they react to this? And then the author went. Or the movie guy went to the police and explained.
I know. So my wife is a writer, and so she says that sometimes when they're writing stuff, they're like, never look at a writer's search history. Because a writer is looking up all this stuff for their story, right? And so it's really interesting to be like, okay, I'm going to use this writer to do all the digging for me and then report back as to how I should do this.
Yeah, really, really crazy. Yeah.
Overall,
cool.
I thought it was well done. I liked it as much as the first one. I think
I liked it way more than that.
I did too. We got to go over ratings too, but
we didn't even go over rating.
In the first one we didn't rate it. So let's talk about our ratings.
So I rated the first one 3.5 out of 5. I think.
Yep.
I think I gave mine a 4.
Yep, you did.
The first one.
Okay.
Oh,
so I gave the first one 3.5 also.
Right.
Just because that, like we talked about in the last episode, it was a little slower in the first half, and
I loved it.
You did. Well, the music, I gotta say though, the music was better in the first one.
Yes, however, I argue
the song was better in the first one.
Drishyam! Drishyam! That was a good one. That was a good one. Oh, but no. But background music though?
Oh yeah, the background.
On this one was dope.
Well, they were heavily, it was I felt a little bit repetitive in terms of the background music would just come on when they were at a certain point.
I love it though. That's every movie.
Yeah,
that always
happens in every movie.
With they need that central theme.
Right.
But I love this movie more because I was not expecting more from a sequel.
Yeah. So
my expectations were low, and it blew me out of the water.
Same. Yeah.
How I had honestly, no idea where this was going to go when he confessed on that tape. I had no idea.
I know, same
and
here.
then
we thought it would
even after that, I was like, what is happening?
And even some of the smaller twists, like halfway through the movie, like with the neighbors being the cops.
Yes.
Like that was a twist in itself, like that I didn't see coming.
Yeah.
And them like, all that stuff, that was super interesting.
They did like a juke so many times in this movie where we were thinking something was going to, like that one scene at the beginning, the daughter's in the thing, and we're thinking that the drunk neighbor is going to come in, and they're going to kill him and then hide his body.
Yeah, we thought
we
had
so many. This is going to be lame.
Yeah, we had so many
totally wrong
theories.
We were so dumb
because we're so.
I'm glad that didn't.
It's because we're so used to sequels being bad.
Yes,
or retreading the same path,
and they didn't. They kept to the original murder.
Yep.
And they're like, hey, new evidence is uncovered. We got to figure this out.
The only thing we kind of predicted right is that the what's her name? Mira. Would be going after him again, which is exactly what happened.
Right.
Yeah, like
the gal from Anhandhun.
Yes. So that's the thing we did predicted, which is a natural, like, okay, she's still back for revenge.
Which makes, it totally makes sense.
But she wasn't in the context, she wasn't like, I'm going to become a police officer.
Yeah,
which was like, I'm just a citizen,
and
but
she didn't, like, go in and start torturing
with the
people
IG,
or anything. That would have been cheating.
Right, she was going to consult with the new IG. And I actually liked, too, at the end, how the IG was just like, we lost. Like, we lost. Like, straight up, like, I have no way out.
Yep.
Like, there's no way.
And then how he kept saying, he's like, he'll either win or lose. He won't compromise. That was interesting. And the main character, and he didn't. He didn't compromise.
Because the compromise would be he goes to jail and the family's free. And he was like, nah.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, man,
wild.
what a guy.
And then at the very beginning, when he was in the movie theater, he was, what did he say? He was like, there was some new movie that came out, and he's like, this movie isn't going to do well because the hero went to jail in the end.
Right.
Remember that at the very beginning? And then that's when he was like, you know what? Maybe that's when he decided, like, I don't want to go to jail if they do ever find me out. And then, like, that's
it
maybe
could be.
his
There wasn't
ending.
really...
Or no, well actually, he wrote the endings back and he was going through that in
we don't know where that time frame was, really. I mean, that could have been anywhere in time.
Right, you're right.
Because that was at the beginning of the movie, and I think they were kind of hopping along, because they were trying to show, hey, he's been cultivating these relationships for a while to gain trust, to get in.
You're right,
just to
we
make
don't
sure
know where that
good.
took place, I guess, or what time that took place.
And I thought that the way that it was, like, if you're going to switch out DNA, this is the most... Like, how would one actually switch out DNA? This is the way to do it. You befriend the guard, like, a lot. And then you get in and you kind of see, you drink, let's hang out, and then you kind of snoop around just a bit, and like you get to know the institution. Like that's how you do it. I mean, you wouldn't like
it was so
break
real.
in and figure, you know. I mean,
it was so interesting how I just felt it was really realistic to something that could, this could totally happen in real life, or like it's the closest. I mean, the book thing was the book. Not everyone would be that smart, let's just say that. But like, there's probably somebody out there who could do something like that, where it's like you write a book if you really wanted to defend your family. Like,
what a baller though! When
he
walked by, he was
like,
yeah,
that was sweet.
Watch jangling.
Sweet. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And by the way, this dude is wearing a watch that's like 3 sizes too big. You noticed constantly that it was slipping down his arm.
It was like a chain. It was like Hey, I do like it.
Oh man, I would keep thinking about it. It was so they did it so well. Like even it was so smart how he only released a few books. Remember he said I only released like a few dozen, just so nobody would find out about it until it needed to be found out. And that was really well done too. Right. It's like, man,
and it makes sense on the other end because it's like I just want to keep the copyright, so we'll publish. You know, that's plausible. So it's like, oh, okay, we'll publish a few, just to keep the copyright. Right? That makes sense because it seems like a legal thing that you would do.
I mean, he didn't want anyone to take the story.
Right.
Wow.
So
interesting.
I like this about the same as the first one.
Oh man,
I just like the way the first one kind of built up that story, like the October 2nd, 3rd. But this one was shorter, which I also appreciated.
Yeah,
and
I agree. And I think it
still
wasn't.
Maybe it was a little less soapy. So maybe I'm gonna recant my statement of. So I liked them them about equal, but in terms of shortness, I appreciated the second one a little bit more. But I will rate them the same, 3.5.
So I rated mine a 4 as well. Almost 4.5. Like we're
I rated
almost there, right?
I rated
the other one was barely a 4. Like it teetered into the 4.
There's a little bit of
this
leeway,
one is like busting out of the front. Like he's like, let me out. You know?
I got
out of 5.
I gave this one a 4 out of 5 too.
Okay.
I loved it.
I'll have to rethink.
I liked it even more than the first.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was. I really enjoyed it. Like
I'll have to dwell on it.
I also like how the detective, like it was so smart the way that they were like, if we're actually going to solve this case, let's figure out the timeline. So like, assuming he did it, right?
Yep.
And then we know, we know the perimeter, well right? That made so much sense.
The detective was really smart. Too.
Like okay, we establish a perimeter. Okay, where was it? What would have happened? Okay, we got a couple routes that maybe he went on. And it just made so much sense.
Whoever wrote the story for this movie did so much research and stuff. So
totally,
props to them. Who was the director?
More
writers, amazing.
Director, exciting. Yeah, they were more
dynamic.
The top-down shots, like the really very high overhead shots, were really cool. So we knew right away that this has got to be a different director.
Yeah.
And it is.
It's just everything, the styling, the tonal.
Styling was a little bit different.
Like the beginning.
I like the continuity. No different actors.
Dude, that's so true.
That was big.
Such a great point. It's so true. They only added one character, which makes sense, right? The Mark Strong of India. They added.
We'll call, what is that dude's name anyway?
Of Mollywood. The Mark Strong of... although this one's not Mollywood.
No.
Is this one Hollywood? What do they call Hindi? Hollywood.
Oh, Hindi would be Bollywood, right? Yeah.
But let's just say Indian movie. We don't know. We don't. We're still uneducated.
We are. Forgive us. We're learning. Indian taste test coming soon. By the way.
But
by the way, buy our shirts. It's on the website.
But yeah, the guy who wrote the original screenplay was Jithu Joseph.
Oh yeah, I've heard that.
Okay.
I don't know if I said Jithu Joseph. Maybe
Jithu Joseph.
Jithu Joseph.
I've
So
heard that,
props to him. Like, holy cow, that a very
To make
good
a sequel
story.
as strong, if not stronger than the first one, I think is so hard to do.
Yeah.
Like, even in American movies,
I
it's
know.
very rare, which what we were talking about last time. Very rare to have a sequel better than or as good as the first one.
Yeah, it's
Right.
so
And,
rare.
yeah, it's safe to say this one was not like it extended the story in a natural way.
Yeah,
it was
totally.
worth watching.
Nothing seemed
Yeah.
far-fetched. Like,
No.
it didn't add any crazy things that, like, we were thinking of, the theories we had. We're like,
I know.
they're going to kill someone else and
they're
then
gonna
get
kill
in
him.
trouble.
Yeah,
like,
that would have been dumb.
We're so dumb.
But
We're so dumb for
yeah,
assuming that.
We're just
That would have been
so
actually
used
a
to bad
pretty
sequels.
crappy sequel. If
It
they
would have,
done
yeah.
that.
And again, I like it at the end of this movie. They were like, you know what? If we're done, we can be done. Because it ended really well. If they want to crack it
they
open,
could make a third one.
'Cause-
Theoretically.
Theoretically, I don't know if they should, but they
Probably
could.
not,
Because
yeah.
they've closed the door enough to make it very contained and
Yep.
a really good 1-2 combo punch.
Yep.
But they could add a third, left
should
kick
look
to the
that up.
face
Hold
if
on.
they needed to.
Yep.
If they wanted to.
Yep.
Like that's
Yep.
why. And the thing is, I don't know if there's another one coming out.
I'm looking that up right now.
Because that'd be interesting. Because this came out in
The thing
2022.
is, like,
Benny
he's
boy.
a great central character, VJ. So I mean, they
I could
they
totally
could
see
expand it, but
I
it would
could
probably be at
totally
the-
see it.
if they can find
Wait.
something fresh.
If they could find something, but I would argue that this movie was also very contained still.
Oh,
but
I
also
see.
I see a lot of articles saying there is gonna be a third one.
of a
Final
new.
part of the franchise.
Oh, okay.
End of 2023. And both the
What?
they're gonna release the indie or the
Oh,
Hindi
I'm
and
so
the
excited.
Telugu
Yes,
version.
separately. So they're gonna
And
have
and
two
the
separate
Mala
versions.
Yeah.
Mala one or
Yeah.
Mollywood.
what it's called.
Yeah.
Uh,
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. I mean, talk about wow. Am I right?
I'm excited.
That'll be cool.
I'm excited.
Hey, a true trilogy.
I
down.
trust I
Totally.
trust the writer and the directors of these movies.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I think they could make a good
Could
third
pull it
one.
off.
They could pull it off.
They could pull it off.
I think they definitely could.
I
Wow, I'm
totally
excited.
agree.
This is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully it'll come out in our theaters. I want to see this in theaters. Oh my gosh, we're gonna have to find some theater here that has a
We
release. I
really
don't know
would.
if
We
they
really
will.
would. I mean, this being a
hoping
22
so.
movie, I mean, props.
Yeah.
Props. I mean, I'm trying to look at what my 22 top 10 list was.
Oh yeah.
because
if only
See if it would
we.
fit.
Well,
we,
I mean, this
saw
was a
this, 'cause
pretty
we-
darn good
we
movie.
We create a top 10 list every year.
Yep.
And
We do, of our-
so
of our top movies.
Yes, our top movies.
I'm
My,
trying to look at-
my
2022.
my number. Oh, it's close. Potentially.
Oh, this is a 22. Oh,
Wait,
well,
for
top 10. This is
wait,
last
hold
year.
on.
Yeah.
For number.
I know, a top 10 of last year. That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
I mean.
Let
It
me
would
look at-
definitely fit in my top 10
I think it
because
would,
I
too.
would oust.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
I would oust Top
100%.
Yeah.
Gun
I
or
had-
menu. Yeah.
I had.
I have the menu that I think would get the
oust.
kick out.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I think this movie is much better than the menu. Just
I think this
From
would have.
story, you
This
know,
would have either
entertaining,
replaced. Oh yeah, this would easily replace Violent Night or Massive Unbearable Weight.
right.
for me.
Right.
Yeah, those
It
were
was
the
just
10 and 9.
story
So
was
there's-
just crazy.
This would have definitely been on my top 10.
What do you
list.
guys think? And in terms of 2023
Yeah.
or 2022 movies, is this like top for you guys, or did you have one other one that we should be watching? Let us know in the polls.
Yeah. Keep recommending movies, and yeah, we'll get on.
got anything
the
else,
next
boys? Are we
one
good to
next
go?
week. I think
Think
we're
we're
good
good.
to go.
All right, guys. Peace.
Cool.
Be with you.
Yes,
Namaste.
we'll see you next time.
We love you.
Woo!
See